Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here. And as always, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. I hope you guys tune in tonight for a special live stream we're going to be doing. We're teaming up with DMV Dallas Cowboys, having special guest Rob Phillips with us. And we are going to be talking about what else? The Dallas Cowboys, and of course, his time with DallasCowboys.com. See if we can get a few little inside tweets or inside information from him. And one of the things we can definitely be talking to him about is, well, we know Mike Nolan, according to Jerry Jones and crew, is headed back for the Cowboys into the Star. But that Mike Nolan may be the guy that's on the outside looking in. There's going to have to be some sacrificial lambs. And in fact, another one that I'm wondering about will be Kellen Moore. But we'll deal with Kellen Moore in another video. A lot of people, of course, have been speculating that, hey, man, let's go out and get Wade Phillips. Wade Phillips has been an outstanding defensive coordinator everywhere he's gone. In fact, he's got a relationship with the Cowboys, in the past, so they know each other. But I'm not sure that after he got fired by being the Dallas Cowboys head coach and kind of, stabbed in the back by one Jason Garrett, if that is a reuniting that he would take. Would he want to be defensive coordinator after having been head coach of the Dallas Cowboys and coming through in a stint right now again with Jerry Jones? I don't know. But he did say earlier in the year that he was sitting by the phone. He's waiting, not necessarily for the Cowboys, but for anybody to call. And that's still always a possibility. Jerry Jones, well, who knows what Jerry Jones will do. Jerry Jones is that wild card maverick that's out there. You just don't know what he'll do. But one thing in the past, going before this hire was very unusual from what the Cowboys typically would do. Typically, what the Cowboys have always done is they would hire people from within, or people that they were familiar with. Well, that kind of bodes well if you're talking about Wade Phillips. But they hired Monty Kiffin, who brought in Rob Marinelli. When they took, Monty Kiffin after 1 year of it being a disaster, they moved him into the front office, where he magically disappeared, and they elevated Rod Marinelli. I thought that when they hired Chris Richard, that Chris Richard was going to be part of that train. Now you're part of the family. We're going to elevate you, but they skipped over on that one. This time they decided to say, Mike McCarthy, you are the coach. You are the football guy. You go out and hire all the people that you know. That is what he did. He hired all the people that he knew. He didn't hire maybe the best ones for the positions. So the Cowboys are going to probably do the Jason Garrett role with Mike McCarthy, where they took away the play calling from Jason Garrett, and they basically said, here's the guys you're going to work with. They hired the staff. I'm sure he had some input in it and things like that. Well, here's the guy we're going to hire. What do you think? Whatever you say, boss. And so that may be the case. So the Cowboys may be going back to what they know. And if this is the case, then they may already have their guy in-house. Now, the Cowboys only had 3 coaches that they returned, okay? Only 3 coaches. But one guy, interestingly enough, that was one of the last hires on the defensive staff was George Edwards. George Edwards, who was quality control coach for the Minnesota Vikings. With the Cowboys, he's known as a senior assistant defensive coach. Senior defensive assistant. I guess you wouldn't want to be the quality control guy right now on the defense because, that package is spoiled. You selling bad food that's making people sick. I know I'm sick watching them on Sundays. That shit needs to go back, and I want a refund. But anyway, back to George Edwards. George Edwards, who, here's where it ties in. George Edwards was originally, in 98 and 2001, a linebacker coach for the Dallas Cowboys. He's worked for Jerry Jones before this stint. He then, of course, was all around the NFL. I'll go through. He was an assistant coordinator and linebacker coach with the Washington football team. defensive coordinator for 1 year for Washington. Didn't do real good, but not too many people have since Jack Del Rio. But I don't think Jack Del Rio is looking for a coordinator job right now. He was linebacker coach with Cleveland, linebacker coach with the Miami Dolphins for 4 years, then with Buffalo as defensive coordinator, and then back to Miami at linebackers coach. But here's where you actually look at this and say, okay. He was defensive coordinator for the Minnesota Vikings for 5 years. And the Minnesota Vikings had a great defense under Mike Zimmer. And this is the other part that kind of ties him in as well, is Mike Zimmer used to be here in Dallas. So when you start thinking about trying to put the pieces together, I don't know if this will be the guy. I don't know. But I do know what Jerry Jones likes. He likes to hire within. He likes to hire within the Cowboys family. He likes to hire people who have some history with them. He likes to get people he knows. And this is where George Edwards actually has a big advantage, because here's the other thing with Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones is also, too, even though he's got all kinds of money, cheap. If he can go ahead and take his quality control, his defensive senior guy, and say, you're head coach or defensive coordinator, he ain't paying nobody else. Oh. You save some money. Okay. All right. Yeah. I like this more and more, is what Jerry Jones is probably saying right now. The other thing, too, is when you think about what the Cowboys did, as we autopsy the body, the Cowboys offense tried to be a Swiss Army knife. They went to the players and, they said, what are things that you think you do well? What are things you like? That's where you've seen D-Law, who's always had his hands in the dirt, standing up, like DeMarcus Ware. They tried to be a hybrid. They went from the 4-3 to a 3-4. And you don't have the personnel. Did I say that backwards? Which way did I say that? Did I say 4-3 or 4-3? I can't. Which way did I say it? Which way did I say it? Did I say 3-4 or 4-3? My head. Okay. They tried to run the 3-4 mixed in. We're going to go ahead. We're going to work our way to the 3-4. And that didn't work at all. You had so many guys that were just lost. I'm betting that they're going to stick with the 4-3. You got the personnel for the 4-3. So we'll see. We'll look around and we'll give the pros and cons of Wade Phillips at another time, and we'll definitely be talking about Kellen Moore. Is Kellen Moore going to be the next Jason Garrett, or is he going to be the next Jason Garrett? That's a big question. So don't forget, tonight, 8:30, we got a special edition live stream with Rob Phillips and DMV Dallas Cowboys. All right, peace.